Hey guys, I'm John Carrick, author of Legacy of a Mad Scientist and The Legend of Ashley Fox, two science fiction fantasy audiobooks out here on YouTube for you to check out and listen to. Also, you can download them from Smashwords or buy them from Amazon.com. And today, we are here to take a look at Tarzan 27. Only a couple more. This is Tarzan Lord of the Jungle by Marvel Comics. This was at the end of the Tarzan reign as sort of the Batman / Superman of his time. From like the 30s up until the late 70s, early 80s, Tarzan was everywhere. He even had a son as a comic book character. This is Korak, son of Tarzan. This is drawn by Buscema. And we've got a new inker this time around. It is not Bob Hall. I think it was for a while. He might have been one of the editors. So this is Sal Buscema and Ricardo Villamonte on inks, and Sal Buscema on pencils. And that is Korak on the first page, Tarzan on the cover. Tarzan is in New York City. Korak is back still in Africa, and he is looking for his parents. He is he's out here observing this guy who is wandering through the jungle. He needs to talk to him, and he's about to be attacked because he's careless. So Korak sees this guy be attacked by a panther, and in the moment that the panther attacks, he fires an arrow and kills it, saving this guy's life. And he is some participant of Roger Tory's safari. I believe he was one of the hunters who was involved with them and then tried to save Lady Greystoke a couple of issues back. And he tells Korak that they've gone to New York, and Korak says, well, we've got to find a plane. He goes, I know where to go. Come with me. And they go off. This actually is a really good shot of Korak up here in the top panel. It's not bad at all. The shading looks a little rushed, but there's a few more like that, so you're going to see some more of that. This is Sal Buscema. He likes to do this, where he splits the double-page spread and gives you panels not just across the top, but also down the left side here. So that's a nice touch. Can't say I don't like it. I think that's really effective. I think that is really, really effective. This is why I am doing this show, to find things like this, and then to show them to you guys so it gets hardwired into my memory a little bit more. Here we get a page of flashbacks. This is how we came to be where we are. Tarzan is caged because he was tricked and then shocked with cattle prods. And he acknowledges to himself that he rushed in where he should have been more cautious, where he should have taken some time and gathered allies and resources. Instead, he rushed in and was ambushed. And here, this guy Roger Tory, now this is interesting. I had mentioned a plot hole yesterday in that the audience will just say, wow, that Savage really is a great actor. But I'd also mentioned that all it would take is for one law enforcement official to say you can't hold a person as captive. Here's the catch. He advertised that he had a Savage prisoner and he's going to show him off in a cage. So it's the advertising. That's where really the law is being broke and why he should be arrested. You'd have to prove that it is an actor if you've advertised that, or you'd have to have the advertisers shut down the show and demand, et cetera, et cetera. I guess back in the 20s, the early 30s, the Great Depression, they do mention a couple times that this is the Great Depression. And one of the other ones, Tarzan, had said it was 1929, so this is obviously right after that. And here Tory inspires the crowd to start throwing their drinks at Tarzan up in the cage. And yeah. What do you say to that? So one guy says, wow, that's quite an actor. Another person says, he really is a savage. And meanwhile, we have this also another ongoing plot hole in that they gave Tarzan a drug which renders him incapable of human speech, but perfectly capable of ape speech. So Tarzan can talk to the other apes in the menagerie, but he can't speak human words. I've never heard of a drug like that, especially since when they first mentioned it, it was a drug to paralyze the vocal cords. And then all he would do is be able to growl. But he can still say, all the Tarzan stuff that he usually says. Here we cut to Lady Greystoke in the New York penthouse in the Empire State Building. And this guy, Roger Tory's butler, is named Chalmers. And he is coming back to find her being manhandled by one of the guards. And he punches the guard out. He was feeling guilty and he's going to release her. And Jane goes and knocks him out with a bottle. So she couldn't fight off the big guy. The second guy rescues her and she knocks him out. What do you say to that? When a woman holds all men to be the same. And I guess he is semi-guilty. He is there. He was thinking about rescuing her, but she doesn't know that. All she knows is that he works for the bad guy. So, she knocked him out, and now she's locked in the room, and she can't get out. But she has an idea. And here we this is Jewish influence. This is an interesting bit. This guy's name is Black Magic or something like that. And he is a black gangster. And in this page here, we get a bunch of exposition that explains that Roger Tory put on a show like this a year ago in Chicago and skipped out without paying his liquor bill. And this guy provided all the liquor. We're supposed to believe that a black gangster in Chicago is running the liquor business and not the Italian mafia, the descendants of Al Capone. No, it's this black guy. So here we cut back to Roger Tory. He is putting on a fight between Tarzan and Judd Baljaw against an albino gorilla behind ostensibly unbreakable glass. They don't say bulletproof because they've even had bulletproof glass in the 1930s, but they do claim it to be unbreakable glass. And so, yeah, the fight begins. I think I skipped a little bit. Did I miss a page? Oh, no, yeah, here it is. The fight starts down here, obviously. Hope that's not off the page or off the camera lens. This has got to be obnoxious as hell for you guys. I am going to figure out something better for this camera setup. Before we get to episode 1000, I will sort out something better. I will get a camera. I will get a better microphone. I have put some orders in for some new comics to do after we finish Tarzan. I don't even remember all of them right now. Just short runs. Mostly image stuff. I really want to stick to independent comics. The way they are drawing Roger Tory in this issue is substantially more cartoony than the last one. Way more characterized. He's got that sort of big mouth sort of look. Here we get a big pinup. And give me a second. Hold on, sorry. So here we go. Sorry where I left off. So here we go, where we left off. Tarzan and Judd Baljaw fighting the albino gorilla for the crowd in New York City. Now there are a couple bits in this where the writer got realistic and didn't let his previous plot holes muddle up a good solution to his story. And I'll tell you what happens. So he has this black gangster come in, and I suppose a black gangster makes a little bit more sense than an Italian gangster in that this guy has no impulse control. And here we get Tarzan fighting the ape, the gorilla. They fight to a bit of a stalemate. Here the black gangster threatens Roger Tory, tells him he has to pay him today, not next week, not next month. And when Roger Tory says he can't, this guy takes a gun. Roger Tory thinks he's going to kill him, but instead he shoots the glass and tells him there's more than one way to destroy a man than simply murdering him. What I've done to you here is a lot worse because I'm guessing you're not insured. And in the 30s, the idea that he could get insurance for a show like this is a little, well, it's interesting that that's the plot hole they chose to chase down. Because this would financially ruin him, and of course it's going to ruin the evening when Tarzan and a lion and a gorilla are suddenly fighting out amongst the dinner tables of the New York elite. Now granted, this is 1930s, so they're clearly not so classy. They were throwing their drinks at Tarzan earlier. He has more grace, elegance, and class than any of these people. And that's the end of this episode. Jane is, literal second cliffhanger, Jane is climbing the Empire State Building, and Chalmers thinks she jumped. She's about to reach the roof, right? So that's something. I mean, Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle, number 27. Only 2 more. And then there's also 2 annuals, and I only have 1 of them. So yeah, we are going to have some more comics coming up, and I do have 3 of these tonight. I don't know which of them I'm going to read first. This one is the 2 of Clubs. Let me see if I can remember it correctly. If it's like the others, well, let me take a look. So this is Conflicted, Deck 1, the 2 of Clubs. And this is an interesting one. 6 months after the government breaks down, shuts down, total chaos for 6 months. 6 guys dressed in UN uniforms show up at your door demanding all of your food and weapons, saying that they are the new government and they are taking over. What do? Obviously you shoot them. You shoot them immediately. A government that, no. But here's another thing. If you have a front door that you can have 6 people walk up to 6 months after the government shuts down, you deserve whatever you get. There's a lot of presuppositions in this. They should be shot long before they ever approach your... It's not like it is now. You shouldn't have people coming up knocking on your door. That's not what it's going to be like. That's not where you're going to be. Wherever you live now, 6 months after the world ends, you're not going to be living there most likely. Unless you're in a very rural part of the world. So, but what do I know? None of us have seen a government collapse. I guess, Selko, the guys who were in Bosnia and Serbia when all that went down, or the people who, the people who are living under bombing raids, that's different than seeing a government collapse. Being in a war zone, an active war zone, is definitely different. So, I have been in active war zones. I do know wherever I speak. This is our comic book, Ashley Fox, Ninja Babysitter, issue number 6 of a 6-issue limited series, and 1 through 5 are not drawn yet. But you guys can download it. It's in the description. And also, after 200 episodes, I would like to take a moment to thank all the fans of Michael Sarion. Please check out unslaved.com. He is one of my most favorite influences in terms of alternative media. And in that, I love that he gives his bibliographies. He tells you to go read what he's read. And I haven't chased down too much of what he's read, and I should know more of it off the top of my head, but I'm just thanking him here at the end of the episode, so I need to do this more often. All right, see you guys tomorrow with another Tarzan comic book. All right, bye.